Star Wars is entering a brand new era. 7 projects are on the horizon, from long-awaited sequels to bold, original stories that could reshape the galaxy forever. In this video, I'm breaking down every confirmed Star Wars project coming our way, so stick around until the end to see the project you too should be most excited about, which one will feel like the true future of Star Wars, and which could end up dividing fans all over again. Let's find out. Number 7, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Now this may be a surprise to some of you. It's the next Star Wars cinema release, and the first since 2019, but right now, it's exciting me the least. I loved The Mandalorian Season 1 and 2, and still enjoyed Season 3, despite it definitely being the weakest season. But so far, the movie is not giving fans anything to latch onto like a new cinema release should. We recently got the trailer for this project, and there looks like some cool moments like the AT-AT falling off the cliff, and some interesting characters like Zeb from Star Wars Rebels, or Rotter the Hutt being a gladiator now. But overall, from what we now know, there doesn't appear to be the same level of stakes, long-term character development, or storytelling in general that should be the focus area of Star Wars on the big screen, and for that reason, it's in last place. 6th, Starfighter. When you see a Star Wars movie starring Ryan Gosling, it's instantly an interesting proposition. His performances in previous projects like Drive or Blade Runner have elements that will translate really well to be a captivating Star Wars lead character. Releasing in 2027, this movie will likely be the setup for future projects in the post-sequel era. However, from the information we currently have, the story does seem slightly underwhelming. Initial images and reports show what seem like a relationship between Ryan Gosling's character and a younger child developing as they head on a journey across the galaxy to reach a final destination. And that rumoured destination is none other than Rey herself, face of the sequel trilogy. This is where I have issues with this movie. It felt like the chance to write a brand new story with 2 new characters and set up a new story in an untouched era for Star Wars. But instead, it feels now like these characters that we will grow to love across the 2 to 3 hours of the movie will end up feeling somewhat insignificant, and it's Rey that really matters. But it's still early, and there may be more developments in the coming months that help build hype for this, as there are many unanswered questions regardless. Why are they searching for Rey? Are these characters Jedi or Force users in any way? Where do they come from in the galaxy? Let's be patient, but for now, it remains in 6th. 5th place, Episode 10 to 12. We don't know for sure if these will officially be Episodes 10, 11 and 12, but we can almost be certain there will be a new trilogy set after the events of the sequel era and Starfighter. Despite my comments on where Starfighter may lead us, a new trilogy in this era is truly a chance to right the wrongs of Episodes 7, 8 and 9 and establish a new greater threat. Give us something galaxy defining that fans can really get invested in and excited about. Star Wars shouldn't be something that only hardcore fans are talking about. It needs that Infinity War Endgame type run, where everybody is going to the cinema again, talking about theories with family and friends, and Star Wars is reinventing itself as a staple of film once more. Give characters like Rey and Finn the chance to redeem themselves, and build a storyline with true character development and emotional stakes worth investing in. 4th place, Maul, Shadow Lord. This is Star Wars' next upcoming animated project, and as we all know, Maul in these animated projects is always something to get excited about. Sam Witwer is reprising his role again too, which always brings another level to the character. The series is set in between Episodes 3 and 4, and should show us how Maul built his criminal empire, which we see him lead in Solo, a Star Wars story. We will also see Maul take on a new apprentice, which will make for an interesting dynamic, and I'm keen to see in what ways Maul trains this apprentice and guides them through the Force. Animated stories often give us more freedom and creativity, and usually dive deeper into concepts like the Force in ways that are hard to replicate in live action. However, as good as the new animation style looks from the initial released image, live action Star Wars is what will always get me the most excited, and for that reason, it sits in 4th. Now, into the top 3. If you're enjoying this, then remember to drop a like to support the channel. And in 3rd place, the Dawn of the Jedi movie. These are the types of Star Wars stories that Disney should have been telling since they purchased Lucasfilm in 2012, going to a time period where almost no Star Wars rules or lore exists. Give James Mangold, who will direct the project, pure creative freedom to establish a really strong entry into the Star Wars universe. An original story of the Jedi is such an intriguing concept for all Star Wars fans, whether hardcore or casual. We could see how they built the first lightsabers and discovered kyber crystals, defeated early Sith Lords, and created the foundations of the Jedi Order, including how they first differentiated from the Sith in their use of the Force, and how they created the first Jedi temples. As a part of this, we'd ideally have a new terrifying villain, who can maybe even set up new projects in this untouched era for Star Wars. Number 2. Ahsoka Season 2. I thought Season 1 was good, but I truly think Season 2 could be a masterpiece. There's so many open storylines with some of my favourite characters. Ahsoka herself, Thrawn, Ezra all make for a great mix. Seeing a full season of Ezra in live action is something we've waited years for, and seeing him face off against Grand Admiral Thrawn again makes for a great story. And if that wasn't exciting enough, we have Baylan and Shin to show us their next steps, and we will get to see if Baylan discovers that greater power he is searching for. The Mortis God statue he stands on at the end of Season 1 opens so many doors into core Star Wars stories, and is one of the best arcs in the Clone Wars series. There's already ties to Ahsoka and Anakin themselves, and let's see if they play a part in Baylan's journey. Seeing Baylan duel Anakin would be so fun to watch, and if Dave Filoni does decide to bring in characters like Abeloth as a result, it could elevate this series to a 10 out of 10 if handled correctly. Let me know in the comments below, what are you most looking forward to seeing in Ahsoka Season 2? Now for the project I'm looking forward to the most. Based on my excitement for Ahsoka Season 2, this may not come as a surprise. In 1st place, it's the Dave Filoni movie. This movie should be the final climax of all Star Wars stories set around the era between the original trilogy and The Force Awakens. We'll see the New Republic finally take down and destroy the Imperials that lived on past the end of the Empire in Episode 6. It acts as a way to finally bring together The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and The Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Seeing Thrawn and the remaining forces battle these heroes one last time will be a great conclusion to this era of Star Wars projects. And for me, that's also partly what makes it so exciting. We know this must be the conclusion, as the sequel trilogy arrives soon after. This is the opportunity to see prime Luke Skywalker in the cinema for the very first time, and if Ahsoka Season 2 opens up the door to Abeloth and other greater threats in the Force, who better to come and save the galaxy one last time? If Luke has already gone into exile at this point though, it will be disappointing, but Ahsoka and Ezra will still be enough to conclude the story in the right way that these characters deserve. Star Wars is truly entering into a new era, and with unexplored time periods being opened, classic time periods being concluded, and new characters being developed, it has the opportunity to either cement Star Wars as a failing franchise or finally turn the corner and bring it back to where it belongs. A franchise that you just can't ignore. A franchise that gets people talking about Star Wars once again. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, then check out a recent video and hit subscribe so you never miss another Star Wars discussion.